Hello.
Hi, it's Ellie and Michael, and we are here with your how-to video for an upcoming kit we have, thanks to the Idaho Commission for Libraries and the STEM Action Center. We are going to be talking to you today about how to make your very own water cannon.
Now, supplies on this one are going to be a little limited. It's a little more of an advanced kit, may require some troubleshooting. We try to cover all that in the instruction video that you're about to see here. But if you do run into any problems, feel free to contact us, and we'll try our best to help you through the project.
Let's get started.
Sweet. Okay, I'm going to show you everything that comes in your kit, and then we're going to go over where the various parts are going to be put together, and then we'll show you kind of a final product there. So in your kit, you should have two pieces of PVC pipe. You should have a thicker one and a thinner one. You should have a little plug like this. You should have a small cap and a big cap with a hole drilled in the top. You should also have a little container with some Vaseline, a little container of super glue, some dental floss, and a rubber O-ring. So the general construction of this, what we're going to do first is put our caps on. You can see in my finished piece here, I've already glued on my cap. It doesn't take a lot of super glue, so you'll twist the lid tightly onto this and it will open up the super glue. Apply some to the inside of your cap, and then it doesn't matter which end you put this on. Some of the PVC has a little bit of a rougher cut depending on which side you look at, just because it's cut on a saw. So you can choose whichever side you'd like to cover. And you'd put your glue in there and then just set your cap firmly on the end and let that sit to dry for a good hour or so. You're going to do the same thing with your smaller cap. However, with your smaller diameter pipe, you're going to want to pay attention to what side you put this on. Now each one should have a little black X marked on one end or the other. This is to indicate that the inside of that side has been dremeled out a little bit so that your plug fits nicely. If you're not sure which side, you can always take your plug and you can try to press it into one of the sides and see where it fits best. You can see here it doesn't even want to go on that side. So I'm going to put my glue right into my cap here and glue it firmly on there. You're going to want to press nice and hard so you make sure that that cap is slipped over the PVC as far as it will go, and then you'll leave both to dry. Alright, so got both my caps on, let them dry, and then you'll take your plug, and on your smaller diameter pipe, the end where you didn't put your cap, you'll just insert it in to that side, like that. Now there's going to be a lot of variation in these. Some of these plugs are going to go in a little easier, some a little harder, just depending on how sanded out your pipe happens to be. So you may have to kind of set your pipe endwise and really push down to get that cap in there, or it might just slip right in. If you find you're having a lot of trouble getting the cap to go in, you can always take a piece of sandpaper and put it in there and just lightly sand all the way around on the inside of the pipe. And it'll help that slip in a little more. Anything abrasive you can kind of chip away in there to make that slip in. Now, if you find that it's sitting a little loose, that's where your super glue is going to come in handy again, because you can add a little bit to that and it'll hold it right on in there. Now the dental floss comes in because we're going to add a small layer of dental floss around where this plug is, so that when we put our O-ring on it, it sits up just a little bit higher. And I will show you on my finished one here. Now you want to press the cap in pretty far, but you want to leave enough room for that O-ring. And I've wrapped some dental floss on there so that ring sits up just a little higher, because what's going to happen is this is going to be basically your plunger, and it's going to fit into your larger tube there. This is going to act as a sort of piston. You can hear it's pushing air out the front. So when you go to squirt some water out of it, you'll simply insert the larger end into some water and pull on your back end, and it's going to create a negative pressure, and it's going to pull the water up into it. It's going to create a vacuum. It's going to hold it in place. And then, when you push that end down, it's going to expel the water. So you'll put just enough on there to hold your O-ring up a little bit to give a nice tight seal here. If you find that it's not quite sucking in water or it's not holding water, it means your O-ring's not tight enough in there and you're going to have to add a little bit of dental floss. So you can always add or take away to get the seal as tight as you need it to be. And finally, your Vaseline. So once you have your O-ring on, it's going to be a pretty tight fit and it's going to be kind of hard to slide it through there. This will keep it lubricated so that it doesn't get stuck and tries to pull off your cap or your O-ring. That way it'll have a nice smooth slide and it'll take the water right in and expel it nice and easily. Alright, I just wanted to go over the dental floss wrapping part a little more in depth. So this is my plug and this is my smaller diameter pipe, and so that's going to fit right on in there. And the purpose of the dental floss is to raise up the O-ring so that when it sits on this, it makes a tighter seal on the other pipe. So before I put my O-ring on, all I'm going to do is take the dental floss and I'm going to start at the top where the edge of the plug is and just wrap it on there nice and tight all the way around. And I'm going to do a couple layers, and once it's built up a little bit, I'm going to slip my O-ring on and put it in my pipe. Now when you assemble this into your larger diameter pipe, if you find that this O-ring isn't making a very good seal, you can just pop it off of your cap here and then wrap some more dental floss onto this section, and that should help expand your O-ring a little bit and create a better seal. Alright, you can see on my completed one here, my cap is pressed pretty far in. There's only enough of a gap so that my O-ring is just kind of hanging out right there. I wrapped it nice and tight in dental floss. It almost seemed like too much, but then I took my Vaseline, I just put a generous amount all around that O-ring and the top of that cap. And then I just fit it into my larger pipe. And you should meet a little resistance going in. There we go. And you can really hear it push the air out. So we're ready to go with this one. So you saw, well, you heard it pushing the air. A good way to see if your seal is nice and tight is if you put your finger over the opening there and you try to pull your smaller tube out, it doesn't want to come out. That's because there's a nice tight seal in there creating a vacuum, and since it can't draw any air in, it's not going to let me pull it out. That means you're going to get a lot of water in there. All right, well, our project turned out pretty good there. I think it shoots water pretty effectively. Just want to thank ICFL once again for the grant and just giving us the ability to put these kits together for you.
Yeah, as you saw, we had some fun trying out the Canon in a couple different places, and it's sure to be real helpful as we continue through the hot summer. So we hope to see you guys soon. We're talking about potentially having programs again this fall. More information to come soon, but we're crossing our fingers.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you then.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.